Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you enjoyed Christmas as much as I did. Today we're at the Blue Haven Hotel. We'll explore the property in a while, but first I wanted to tell you that we're devoting this program to the top THA stories of 2016. Now, it was very tough to select the best as we had so many to choose from. Join me as we reflect on the last year. I'm Davia Chambers and Let's Talk Tobago starts now. Tobago's Autonomy Final Convention. Paralympian Akeem Stewart returns home, and later, Tobago Day Awards. We recap these stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago continues.
They say it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters the most. And in the face of disaster, chaos, and panic, it is the Tobago Emergency Management Agency's comprehensive emergency response plans that will matter most to Tobago. This agency's modernized approach to emergency management is driven by technology, powered by networking, focused on community resilience, open to partnering, enhanced through training, and led by a highly competent and dedicated staff. This has positioned them as one of the premier disaster management agencies in the region and earned them Trinidad and Tobago Diamond Standard certification. Congrats, TEMA, Tobago Emergency Management Agency.
We kick off 2017 with a gem of a hotel for this episode. Blue Haven lies on the eastern fringe of Scarborough at Bacalet Bay. In the 1950s, it was a hideaway for celebrities such as Robert Mitchum and Rita Hayworth. It has been restored and extended with much of its old ambience and charm regenerated. Although it sits above two coves on the Atlantic side of the island, a headland provides shelter and a very calm sea. With only 51 rooms, a cliff-top pool and a plain colonial-style dining room with louvered shutters, it's a splendid place to relax. And while you enjoy the festivities of the season, allow me to jog your memory with a consultation that led to the creation of a draft bill for Tobago's autonomy. Keyshawn Wilson takes us to the defining event.
We have the composition example, the Senate, we have 33. The composition with the community organizations, we have 11, and we have 4 abstentions.
That's the amount of people that voted on the proposed form of governance for Tobago once self-government has been granted for the island. Tobagonians had their final say on several key issues in the draft bill for Tobago's autonomy at a special convention hosted at the Lowlands Multipurpose Center.
I think that for clarity's sake, that what we have put down here in words should be spelled out in terms of having maps which will show clearly what the delineations are.
My respectful view to the forum was that you do something that you come up with a clause that you think might be able to open and invite the discussion and invite the debate, because you know there will be debate, there will be input. And they could never have the final product if you're going to get further views and debate. So it's to put something that is sufficiently plausible, something that is going to convey what you want to achieve, and then get the process moving forward.
The public was also in favor of adopting a second house, with members selected by the winning party.
I made the point that you will never have unanimity. What we're trying to get is consensus, because I'm telling you, and I repeat what I've just said, the decisions made here today reflect the majority views coming out of those consultations and the submissions.
The draft bill will now be discussed at the House of Assembly before it is sent to Cabinet for the next few weeks. I'm Keyshawn Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
The scenery from the Blue Haven Hotel may look a bit familiar, as it was featured in several movies in the 1950s, which include Fire Down Below. As guests drive through the property, they are greeted by an almost 100-year-old palm alley. That's why in 2007, Blue Haven was awarded the Sustainable Tourism Award by the Caribbean Tourism Organization and Islands Magazine. Now, do you remember the presentation which addressed ideas to develop the tourism sector with the Sandals brand? Let's take a look in this report by Omadara Mills.
Sandals is an all-inclusive resort brand. It's Caribbean-owned and operated, with close to 20 resorts in 7 Caribbean islands. including Jamaica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and Barbados. And now the Sandals Group is seeking to add Tobago to its list of locations, offering luxury, all-inclusive services. A team led by Sandals Chief Executive Officer Adam Stewart pitched the concept to a group of central government and THA officials, as well as representatives of various interest groups. Besides the possibilities of increasing the number of hotel rooms on the island, the establishment of a Sandals resort and its family-oriented beaches resort will help to boost other sectors.
The economic impact that it can have from a linkages point of view, taxi association, farming, from a training and development of what we call our human capital, our people within the destination, our awesome horsepower to be able to get incremental airlift, new airlines to fly to a destination. We have a proven track record of doing this in harmony with the government all around the Caribbean.
Developers have looked at placing the proposed resort on the Buku Golden Grove estate. It was also confirmed that no man's land is not being considered for the project, and the nylon pool will not be altered.
It's very interesting to hear some of the initiatives that Sandals does, and I have experience of that in the past, working with a Travel Foundation charity that we did. So we can look forward to getting more information on how farmers, agriculture, fisheries can all benefit. And as I say, this is the start of a conversation. The Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association is very pleased that after many years we are focusing on tourism seriously, and we believe we can be a real contribution to the economy of Trinidad and Tobago.
Chief Secretary Orville London reiterated that the presentation was the start of the dialogue for a possible Sandals resort on the island.
What we're dealing with is a concept. And what came out in the discussion is that we now have an opportunity to really flesh out that concept and to fashion it in a way that will bring optimum benefit to the people of Tobago, to the people of the country, and of course to Sandals. And it is in that context that I want us to see this particular exercise.
Further discussions are planned with the Sandals team, and public consultations will be held at later stages of the negotiations. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Blue Haven was reopened in 2000. The owner says that their goal was not only to renovate and preserve the historic architecture, but also to create an environmentally sound project. Do you remember the saying, opportunities multiply as they are seized? Interns from THTI got the opportunity of a lifetime to join a prestigious hotel brand. Here are the details.
Cooking is a passion for Leah Williams and Shaniqua George. They are 2 of 6 Tobago graduates selected for an internship program. For the next 6 months, they'll be based at Sandals Resort in St. Lucia and Antigua, where they will have the opportunity to learn how to operate in hospitality environment, gain experience, and develop their culinary skills. Ms. Williams says exposure to a new environment and different culture was a great motivation for her.
We knew we had to do our internship somewhere, so we were thinking instead of doing it in Tobago, where we grew up and we know everywhere, we know our culture, we know our cuisine, we said if we go somewhere outside, not necessarily to the United States, but stay in the Caribbean, but still learn a wider variety, different cuisines, different cultures. So we were looking around to different places where we can go. And then our student service administrator helped us and kind of brought Sandals to our attention and helped push for us to go there.
Not many young people find their calling in culinary arts, but Miss George says cooking has always been close to her heart. It's what drew this budding 18-year-old chef to THTI.
I went there because I like to cook as well. It's something that I always prefer to do and find myself doing rather than going outside and play and those stuff. So I say I would go to THTI to get a better knowledge on how to do it and how to cook other cuisines besides our local own.
For Williams and George, these internships are a big deal.
I think it's a really good opportunity that we got. Honestly, it's going to help us to put ourselves in the world, make a mark, show what we can learn, show what we can do, and it'll just help us in the long run, I guess.
I'm excited to go. The fact that, it's the first time I will be away from home, So it could be a nice experience to see how other people like do stuff and their culture, and to work with Sandals is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it could open like many doors for us so we could like go places.
The duo says they're determined to make the best out of the experience. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
Up next, Tobago welcomes a champion. Let's Talk Tobago's Year in Review. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
It actually started for me 13 years ago when I worked as a CSR at Club Pigeon Point, which is now known as the Pigeon Point Heritage Park. I knew that I had a knack for being a guide. When I started talking to different people from all different walks of life and just telling them about our culture, the history, the food. I am Katia and Grant, a trained tour guide, and tourism is all our thing.
Thanks for staying with us. You're viewing Let's Talk Tobago's Year in Review Part 1. Now, Blue Haven seems to be on a roll as they received awards in 2014 for being the Caribbean's best boutique hotel by Caribbean World Magazine and Tobago's leading hotel by World Travel Awards. But 2016 was surely a year for achievements as our very own Paralympian Akeem Stewart, hailing from Canby, made Tobago proud with his double medal Olympic achievement. Let's take a look at this story.
This is the world record throw of 57.32 meters that got Akeem Stewart gold in the F43 javelin event at the 2016 Paralympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He went on to capture silver in the F43-44 discus event with a personal record throw of 61.72 meters. And with those feats to his name, he received a champion's welcome home. In addition to making stops at a few primary schools, such as the Happy Haven School, Signal Hill Government, and Scarborough Methodist, the two-time Paralympic medalist paid an official visit to the office of the Chief Secretary, where he shares his Rio experience.
Well, it was a great one. Since I was a young kid, I wanted to be an Olympian, and the dream finally come true, so I'm really proud of my achievement. I was really elated by my performance because javelin not my event. Shot put and discus in my original event. I didn't get to do shot put, but I was really surprised to see I win the javelin because of my coach, Wade Franklin.
Coach Franklin has been training Akeem for about 5 years. He says he has high expectations for the young athlete.
I believe that this guy has so much potential that I sometimes feel overconfident because I know what he has in him. As a coach, you see the kind of quality in the athlete, and with me, I could know exactly what kind of performance to expect from him wherever we go.
The 24-year-old athlete also visited his alma mater, Scarborough Secondary School, where he was presented with the keys to the school's fitness center, now named in his honor. Akeem says he's glad he's an inspiration to other athletes.
I know I motivate a lot of athletes on a whole, whether you're disabled or not. And that is a great achievement for me, and it's a tough mantle to carry, but I will keep fighting forward and keep representing all chores across the board.
Even with its current achievements, Akeem plans to continue training hard for future competitions. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
As I mentioned in the beginning, 2016 was definitely an eventful year. I'm sure some of you remember the initiative to make housing units less expensive for homeowners. If not, have a look at this.
At first glance, it looks just like a traditional brick and mortar home. But this house was built using economical materials like gypsum and steel framing. It's the Division of Settlements and Labour's landmark alternative housing project at Kilgwin Development in Bonaccord.
The project that we today have the opportunity of presenting to the public was born out of a need that came about because of the analysis of the effective demand of the applicants who apply for housing solutions at the Division of Settlements and Labor. It was felt after that analysis that there was a need to offer a housing solution that was more affordable, as this would effectively reduce the level of subsidy that the Tobago House of Assembly continue to offer the public of Tobago.
The modern 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom prototype, which was built to withstand the Category 4 hurricane, explores alternative methods of construction with the aim of improving the quality of Tobago's housing stock.
While in the past or on our projects we produce units at a cost per square foot of about $600 plus, we're able to produce this unit at about $400. That represents a significant savings to the division. The time to completion, the contractor offered 3 months. I think the project was brought in 3 months and 1 week.
Compared to traditional homes, the insulation materials used to create this house provide a cooler environment and greater sound insulation properties. The house will be opened for public viewing until July 29th. Thereafter, a public draw will be held for the home.
Housing is for all. If you are prepared to do that which is necessary to ensure that you can put a roof over your family's head, it is attainable.
The division plans to utilize this alternative housing model in other developments. I'm Kern De Freitas for Let's Talk Tobago.
Now, Blue Haven provides a beautiful setting for weddings and honeymooners. Guests are not viewed as room numbers, but treated as family. Blue Haven reflects an old-fashioned design and has a total of 51 rooms. All rooms have a sea view and feature pictures by talented artist John Joshua. Now, the Scarborough General Hospital achieved a lot this year as they became the only public institution in the country to offer special services to children. That's not all. They also commissioned the cardiac cath lab, making it possible to examine patients right here in Tobago. Here's more.
Patients of the cardiology clinic at the Scarborough General Hospital no longer have to journey to Trinidad for non-emergency cardiac services. That's because the cardiac catheterization lab at the hospital is now open. The cath lab equipment is making it possible to examine patients with heart-related issues through a simple procedure.
It's like a large X-ray machine in which it focuses on the area where the heart is, and as it's with movement, we actually inject contrast into the coronary arteries. How we get the contrast in coronary arteries is sometimes we run a catheter from the hand up through the shoulder into the heart.
This procedure means a lot more tests can be done at the Scarborough General Hospital. Patients can find out if they've got a congenital heart defect or blocked blood vessels. The machine also measures the amount of oxygen flowing to the heart. It's already saving lives.
We do not have open heart surgery capabilities, so the patients must be selected in a very, very safe manner. So we will not be attempting patients who are immediately super complex. But for what we send to Trinidad for coronary angiograms, we will be doing those patients in Tobago.
Also in 2016, the Scarborough General Hospital became the only public healthcare institution in the country to offer a special service to children. The Medical Resonance Imaging or MRI lab is now offering its services to children on the island. This means that children with neurological, joint or bone disorders can get detailed three-dimensional images of their internal body structure for further assessment.
We started every Wednesday. We've done approximately, I want to say about 15 cases so far, and the majority of them are neurological studies, brains and spines. They're extremely thankful for this service here in Tobago.
The services are offered at the Scarborough General Hospital every week for children, and an additional advantage is that there's no waiting list. I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's time to take a break, but when we return, Tobagonians awarded for their contributions to the island's development. Don't go anywhere. Let's Talk Tobago. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This property is built on a 15-acre oceanfront site at Bacalet Bay. It's located in a residential neighborhood and is in close proximity to the capital, Scarborough. We're almost at the end of part 1 of our year in review. Now this, the event that recognized an outstanding group of people for their contributions to the island. The Tobago Day Awards 2016 recognized some well-known icons and some unsung heroes. Caroline Wallace has the details in this report.
The real reason for being here this evening, to celebrate and honor deserving Tobagonians who have confronted and overcome challenges and excelled by maximizing the fullest potential of their talents.
The second Tobago Day Awards recognize several Tobagonians for their work in various sectors. The awardees contributed to business, culture, music and academics, and the public service. Tobago's most notable Calypsonians, MacArthur Sandy Lewis, better known as Calypso Rose, and Winston Bailey, the Mighty Shadow, received the Tobago Medal of Honor Gold for distinguished and outstanding service in the sphere of culture and calypso. Neil Wilson was the other Tobago Medal of Honor Gold recipient in the sphere of business. For exceptional service in sport, Paralympic gold medalist Akeem Stewart received the Tobago Medal of Honor Silver. Also receiving the Tobago Medal of Honor Silver were Cynthia Lyons-Duke and Carol Alfred for long and meritorious service to Tobago in the public service. One award was presented posthumously. Boyson Jackie Johnson was recognized for loyal and devoted service in music. His Tobago Medal of Honor Bronze was collected by Cynthia Johnson. Young musician Justin Peterkin got the Chief Secretary's Award for significant achievement in 2016 in the spheres of music and academics. His dad, Carlos Peterkin, accepted on his behalf. Justin also received the Calypso Rose Award for the Performing Arts. The last award for the evening, the Shadow Award for Oral Tradition, went to Shiva Alexander.
I'm saying to all of us that this is a period when we as Tobagonians can take pride in our heritage, we can reflect on our challenges and setbacks, and of course we can celebrate our triumphs and our heroes.
Live entertainment brought the curtains down on Tobago Day 2016.
What can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl, my girl.
I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
Bored and don't know what to do? Then come relax by the pool or take a swim from the hotel's secluded beach where Daniel Defoe says Robinson Crusoe was stranded on September 1659. If that's not enough, then play a game of tennis on the resort's floodlit court or maybe even work out at the gym. There were numerous things to be proud of in 2016. The Tobago junior athletes made us proud as they represented the island in the Carifta Games. They brought home a few significant medals. Here's Kern de Freitas with the recap.
In sport, especially for junior competitors, development of athletes is more important than winning. Tobago's athletes continue to show their growth on the field and in bringing home medals as well. At the 2016 Carifta Games, they accounted for 5 of Trinidad and Tobago's 14 medals, including 2 of 3 gold.
I think the performances was great. What we had to look at, for instance, we had 4 new people, right? And normally when athletes new when they go into the Carifta, they don't know what to expect. So I think that a couple of them did their personal best, which I think is one of the greatest thing that could ever happen. Your personal best, because sometimes you don't bound to win. But once you do your personal best, I think that is a great achievement. And then we had people like Tyreek who break the record, the Carifta Games record. We had Akani Hislop who would have run away with the 200. And we had the 3 bronze medalists, Asha James, Chelsea James, and
The results are a great source of motivation for one athlete who took bronze in the heptathlon.
In Trinidad and Tobago, you win an event and you think, you're good. And then you go out there and it's like a whole different experience. You're competing against different countries and it's like something you never would imagine. And it makes you believe that, it makes you think that, you have to go back home and you have to train and work because you don't just want to be the best in your country, you want to be the best in the Caribbean.
Tariq Horsford broke his own record in the under-18 javelin competition with a 73-meter throw to take home gold. He says his coaches have helped him progress, as well as support from his hometown.
Everybody in my whole village, Paltavia, they support me throughout the tough times, hard times that I have, but they're still there behind me, keep on pushing me. My uncle Andrew Green, my sister Rhonda, Daniel, mother, Eileen Daniel, father Dave Horsford. And the other siblings, they keep on pushing me. I have few people that not really family, but we call them family. They keep pushing me as well, and I really thank them for that.
The athletes got support from the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport. I'm Kern De Freitas for Let's Talk Tobago.
And it's time to have Your Say, the segment of our program where we hear from our viewers. Now, we've spent close to 30 minutes strolling down memory lane, recapping the stories that changed our lives, brought us joy, inspired us, and caused us to reflect. So today, as we prepare to usher in 2017, we're asking, what can we do to avoid wasting food? While you think about it, let's take a look at who had their say.
To avoid food wastage, we can give it to the needy, the poor people, the ones who can't afford.
You cook less food, especially when you're home, right? But as me have a cafeteria and stuff, I just cook plenty food. So when food remain or anything like that, I'll just give it away or carry it on in the home or something.
Make sure you utilize what I have already in terms of don't letting the expiry date, come and pass. And also give it to the needy.
You cook where you feel you want for the week and you freeze it. Utilize it then. Utilize it in a way and use it back.
Use measurements to cook, and when the rest is finished, you save it in the fridge.
We close another edition of Let's Talk Tobago, and as always, we thank you for watching. Please email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to visit our website, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers, along with the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, wishing you a safe and very productive week. We close now with a montage of the Stories of the Day publications. We really hope you enjoy.
Extra, extra, real all about it. It's a special edition of Daily News, featuring activities related to the Tobago House of Assembly and the development on the island. In the Department of Information's Stories of the Day, the e-newspaper is mailed to organizations in the public and private sector across the island, so they can keep abreast with what's happening in Tobago. This initiative began in January 2015, and we have never missed a day of keeping you informed.